It's been a while since I did a commentary about Judd Apatow. Now I mentioned him in some commentaries, but it's been a while because to this day Judd Apatow has never had to answer for why he went silent or why he defended one of his white Jewish friends of rape or didn't call out Harvey Weinstein or Les Moonves or these other men in Hollywood that did the perp walk back in 2017 and even prior to 2017. Now, Faison Love has probably been the only one that really came out and called out Judd Apatow hypocrisy. Kenya Barris got in a little Twitter words with Judd, why he's fixated on Cosby, but Kenya Barris lost that goodwill with me when he gave a cover to those producers of that Michael Jackson hit piece. Hughes, Kenya Barris, and two other black folk. One was a female, and another one I think was a gay black man. I can't remember his name. Basically, said they believe, right along with what's her name, Ava DuVernay. They believe those two white guys that Michael Jackson molested. When in fact, if anybody did any research, that they had went to court multiple times, and lawyers and people were saying that they were lying, but because Oprah decided that she wanted to give them some type of support, everybody now believed Michael Jackson did it. And even Judd Apatow had chimed in at that point, he didn't make a lot, but he made enough comments about Michael Jackson. And I told y'all this dude got a thing about black men, wealthy black men at that. And the thing is, to come to find out that him and Hannibal Buress had a working relationship explains a lot. But the thing is, Judd Apatow, every chance he get, all the way up into this year, was mentioning Bill Cosby. He gave cover to another white man who was accused of raping Aurora Perdue, Harold Perdue's daughter. Now, if you don't remember who Harold is, he was the brother in the wheelchair in Oz. He was on Lost. He was in Matrix. He was in the Best Men movie and his sequel. He's been acting for a minute now. And his daughter accused this white guy of raping her when she was a teenager. Judd Apatow and Lena Dunham and them came out and said, well, we don't know if it's true. We know him. That doesn't sound like him. Women do lie. Now, just to say Judd Apatow, when those people was out there defending Cosby, like Felicia Rashad and them, he attacked them. And anybody supported Cosby say, why would these women lie? I hate to break it to you. People do lie. Ever since they saw how they can get money and jump on, do what they did with Tiger Woods, they said, this is the new game plan. We're not going to let one person accuse it. We all can get a piece of that pie. See, if you notice, this is why I don't like people talking about how much money black athletes, because they don't talk about white folks' money like that all the time. You just know they well off, or they do a Forbes, who's the richest on the Forbes magazine or list. But every time a black person is mentioned, they talk about the amount of money and whatnot, because what they do is they try to get people agitated. That black guy made more money than me, and he doesn't. And then they say, well, you don't appreciate what you got because you should be quiet. That's why, if you notice, every time a black person gets in trouble, what's the first thing they say? Go after his money, fire him, take his endorsement deals away from him. They never say that to white folk. If they do, it's very rare. But Judd Apatow went out there. Every time they talked about some other dude, he brought Cosby up. Y'all might remember on my old channel, I did a video where he was on CBS and he was talking about Harvey Weinstein and the other dudes. He turned it on to Bill Cosby. And then if you went on the internet, they edited that clip. They edited the whole conversation of Bill Cosby out. I'd never forget that. I would never forget that. I wish I still had that video where you guys can go back and compare and look at. You're like, wow. But I came across a video where he and some other white comics went on a whole. It was making fun of Cosby, and they was talking about how he was talking to the black community and stuff. And I'm like, since when do y'all give a damn about the black community? When black folks complain about being victims, y'all dismissive. Judd Apatow to this day has not gone on a Harvey Weinstein rant. Judd Apatow haven't said nothing about Jeffrey Epstein, and all them people was at those parties with Epstein and Weinstein, paddling around with Clinton. In Hollywood, it's a well-known fact that they pass women around, they pass children around, and Judd, he went silent on all that. But when Harold Pernew's daughter said she was raped, all of a sudden now you questioning victims. And my thing is, in our community, we haven't brought through that back up in enough people's face. Like, wait a minute. Y'all have done this perk walk with Chris Brown, Kanye West to a certain degree. Y'all put R. Kelly, y'all have destroyed R. Kelly. R. Kelly will never get a fair shot because, and people say, well, why should he? The stuff they got R. Kelly in for is shit that happened in the 90s or allegedly happened in the 90s. Stuff that they knew about. When Celine did that duet with R. Kelly, people in the community saying, wait a minute, R. Kelly was Celine Dion? She partnered with R. Kelly after the rumors or his past? And my thing is, R. Kelly ain't did nothing no different than these other Caucasian men have been doing for years. Jerry Seinfeld was in his 30s banging a teenager. Doug Hutchinson was 50 years old, married a 16-year-old, and nobody brings that up. Ooh, R. Kelly with 2 women, but Hugh Hefner was married and still banging women at the Playboy Mansion. Elvis Presley was in the United States military and he was having sex with Priscilla Presley. You think Elvis waited 4 years till she got 18 and married? Come on. Y'all can't be that naive. I mean, I'm going to leave a link to the video. And I want y'all to sit there and just listen to how white men were making fun of Bill Cosby. But not one time they was going in all those white men that did the perk walk. This is why I was so upset with Eddie Murphy and some of our brothers and sisters out there participating in attacking Mr. Cosby. Remember, they did the exact same thing to Michael Jackson when they started accusing him of being a child molester. Back then, the internet existed, or you had people who had evidence that or point out inaccuracies. Maybe Michael Jackson's reputation was being tarnished. Maybe that man would still probably be alive, or if he wasn't still alive, he can rest in peace. See, I told you guys back in 2012, they're going to make us the face of every negative because who was in that White House? Because that night, that election night, if you guys remember or go back and type in November 4th, 2008, and in subsequent days and months after that, and look at the interviews with little black boys, teenage black boys, black men, young and old, everybody, even those of us who were suspicious of Obama and was like wait and see, we had goodwill. And that bothered the so-called dominant. That's why Mitch McConnell said, whatever we're going to do, he's going to be a one-term president. That's why every night on Fox, they was race baiting. You even remember the liberal comics, like Don Rickle and them was mad because we can't tell no race jokes about Obama because we'll be accused of being racist. Yeah, you would have. Remember Bill Maher was saying, we really can't tell them jokes about Obama. This is why they've been bitching and moaning about it's the PC culture. No, y'all got used to kicking us when we was down. But that didn't stop them from attacking us. They attacked the black community in other ways. You had white men going around the country shooting random black men. We forgot about those stories. It was around the time that Trayvon Martin was murdered. We forget that Megyn Kelly had a Fox show where every day she's talking about the Black Panthers, new and old. We forget that they went after Acorn. They had that white guy and that white girl dressed as a pimp and a prostitute, and basically said that members, the board of Acorn, which consisted of mainly black people, were out there lying to the government. Who threw us under the bus? The Democratic Party. They had control of the Congress and Senate, and they gave black folks short change. They worried about the Lilly Ledbetter Act. Obama wasn't even in office a month. He signed that because white women started bitching. Obama don't have enough people on his staff. Members of the Jewish community was complaining that Obama might focus only on black issues. We forgot all about that. All this stuff is connected. So when Judd Apatow in Hollywood and certain members of Hollywood went after Bill Cosby or members of the black community for attempting to build, remember when Eddie Griffin was defending Bill Cosby and Judd Apatow said, "You look for conspiracy theories." Wow. We just supposed to ignore all that history of innocent black men being accused of sex crimes. Remember how they did Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson had raped them, but even though it was a black woman that lied, there was white guys that came out. I will never forget. It was episode 2020. Barbara Walters and Hugh Downs was the host at the time. And these two white guys that came out and said that she lied on them. She's a known liar. If she doesn't get away or she get caught, she quick to say that somebody raped her or attacked her. But because Don King was an abuser and user, he hired an accountant to be Mike Tyson's lawyer. You notice that Barbara Walters, when she was on The View, and when they was talking about Mike Tyson, they never mentioned that again. I guarantee you, if you was able to go to the ABC archives, and maybe they might hide or erase that tape, but I remember that, and never forget, my mother, father, and us was watching it, and my father said they're trying to kill Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson was winning so many fights at that time and whatnot. People was losing money because he would get in the ring, pop, 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 over with. I never forget one match. I think it was 1988, and at that time, a lot of people still didn't have cable. A lot of people don't realize that cable was still a new thing. That was a luxury. And my father was going to have a party at our house. But what happened was my mother thought that we should be over our grandmother's house, because she didn't want us around a bunch of guys and stuff. So we was listening on the radio. Mike Tyson get in. I think under 2 minutes the fight was over and people were mad because they spent all that money in food. I remember my father said, "We bought all this damn food for this fighting and whatnot." And that pissed a lot of people. Even though when Mike Tyson fought, everybody ran to go see him fight. They didn't want to see him win because they didn't want Mike Tyson to go down with that kind of reputation or being considered the greatest boxer ever, regardless of the weight class and whatnot. But the thing is, white America was saying he's a brute, he's violent, take his money away, put him in jail. I'll never forget what that judge said, and he was saying, "I'm putting you guys on notice." I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly how he said, but I know he was basically said to the black athletes or rich blacks, "Stay in your place." But see, because we don't practice repeating to ourselves our history, these events, we forget about them, and then we go on a 20-year, 30-year delay. Like with Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton said super predator back during the Clintons' first term. Y'all didn't hold that against the Clintons doing it when he ran for the second time. Y'all didn't hold that when Hillary Clinton ran for Senate. Y'all didn't hold that when Hillary Clinton ran for president the first time. Y'all let somebody say, "Oh, by the way, Hillary Clinton said this about black folk," and we lost our minds. How many of y'all bring up Judd Apatow when we talk about Hannibal Buress and them? Judd Apatow was one of the people with Leah Donald, Chelsea Handler, Amy Poehler, Tina Fey. the women of the talk, the women of the view, everybody over at Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood and Extra, Seth MacFarlane, various TV shows in production, but Judd Apatow was out there leading the charge. And not one time did he go on a rant about Harvey Weinstein. What do Harvey Weinstein and Judd Apatow got in common? I wonder what. Oh, y'all gonna say they're both white men. Oh, yeah, that too, but something else. And if you guys are old enough and smart enough to understand what I'm going with this, it don't take much. Cause remember prior to that, when they thought they had finally got Roman Polanski, what did Roman Polanski say? They're only going after, Harvey Weinstein said they're only going after Roman Polanski because he's Jewish. You don't believe me? Go look it up. Type in Harvey Weinstein defends Roman Polanski, and you'll see what pops up. Because I remember Bill Maher even said, this make liberal Hollywood look stupid. How can you defend that? I give Bill Maher that one. But you have to ask yourself, why did Judd Apatow go silent on all these other white dudes that he knew were getting accused about women? But he made sure every show he would on, he said, Cosby, we got to go after Cosby. He even invoked his daughters to try to give himself cover. Cosby got convicted in the court of public opinion. I mean, to this day, Judd Apatow has not answered to why he said to Aurora Panu, right along with Leah Dunham, that she's lying. He's never had the answer for that. He's been allowed to go on show and talk about Bill Cosby. And when you look at the link I'm going to leave and look at the date of that video, you like, well, this was this year. Yeah, I mean, these white dudes, this is why when you hear black people talking about, well, Bill Cosby brought it on himself, y'all don't realize y'all are regurgitating and repeating their talking points. You mean to tell me these people were so concerned about Bill Cosby speaking to our community? Wow. But when black folks say we are a victim of racism and discrimination, where are these so-called white concerned people at? They nowhere to be found. And I say this again to my brothers and sisters out here. When we talk about what went on in Hollywood, stop mentioning Harvey Weinstein all the time, or Jeffrey Epstein, or Epstein, how you want to pronounce his name. There were way larger, let me say it again. There was another group of men that was up to almost 200 in Hollywood or in the business world that was accused of harassment. And they don't mention their names. But Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and Chris Brown, that's all you've heard. Michael Jackson, that's all you've heard. And like I said, way back when that catcall video came out, I said they want to make us the face of harassment. They want to pass laws that will make it tough for a black man to even exist in society. Remember you heard white women saying there should be a law against catcalling. So if a guy walks into you and try to talk to a woman and she ain't feeling, she can accuse you of harassment. Let that sit in your head for a second. Judd Apatow went out there every interview and badmouthed Cosby. But when his white friends were being accused of rape, he went silent. And he sat back with Leah Dunham and said that Aurora Panu was lying. And nobody in Hollywood is willing to call his ass out but Faison Love. This is why when I hear about these girls going missing and wives going missing, usually the husband. How many white women got killed by their husbands over the last 5 years? But you supposed to be concerned about women, but you ain't saying nothing about that, Judd. How many little white girls willingly ran off with their teachers and older men? You ain't heard nothing about that. but he wanted to make Bill Cosby and other black men the face of the Me Too movement. Remember, he said he was criticizing Morgan Freeman. He made comments about Morgan Freeman. You can't tell me this cat ain't racist. One of our elders is in jail thanks to him in the news media and white so-called liberal Hollywood making Cosby out to be the worst of the worst. And it was all on hearsay. They did the same thing to Michael Jackson. They did the same thing to Chris Brown. You keep pounding that narrative till people that's all they believe. If you read a majority of the comments about Eddie Murphy and that joke about Bill Cosby, everybody keep repeating that lie that the media put out there that Bill Cosby said he drugged women. Cosby never said that. Even Tom Mesereau said that's a lie that got put out there. And nobody's pushed back against it. And you got black folk out here sitting going on Vlad TV, bad-mouthing Cosby, making jokes saying he shouldn't have did this, did that. Conflating issues with what he was accused of. Remember, they changed laws in California just to make sure they can sue Cosby. Check out the link to this video, and listen to how these white men talk about Cosby all the way through. And I want you to watch them start to finish, because you'll understand what I'm talking about, and then tell me how you feel. You're gonna get an uneasy feeling in your stomach that they sit around and just give you a little insight how they sit around and talk about black men. And then y'all be calling them brothers paranoid. We ain't paranoid. This is what they do. This is how they destroy our character. And these are the same dudes that create these movies where they go get little black boys and black men and emasculate them. Put them in dresses and stuff. Make them look like they stupid all the damn time.